Before I get started, let me answer Montana's question. Montana says doing great. So what's the best thing about being an owner operator? And Ken G shouts out from Virginia Beach. That's what's up. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for being here, Ken G. Montana, the best thing, in my opinion, that I enjoy about being an owner operator is the freedom, the feeling of freedom. Somebody said it in these comments on this video that I got pulled up on the screen right now. Somebody said it. They said they feel like their own man. I can't remember whether they said that in the chat that I was in the other night. I can't remember who said that. But that's the best words to put to it. Like I feel more like my own man, right? I feel more in control of how I can run, when I can come, when I can go, when I can stop. A friend of mine was telling me the other day about a situation that he had when he was working for a company where he was dealing with a guy. He's dealing with the same guy now as an owner operator, but it was a company that he used to work for as an employee a few years ago. He was a truck driver for the same company. And he was letting me know how he didn't like how the guy used to deal with him as an employee. And he was saying that he just went back there the other day, and like the guy deals with him totally different now, obviously, because he's an owner operator. He's still doing business with the company, Montana, but as an owner operator, his relationship with that company is more the relationship of a partner. It's more the relationship of a 50-50 partnership. Any business dealings that two people have is like a partnership. But when he was working for the company, it was like it was a partnership, but he was the junior partner. And his senior partner didn't have a problem letting him know that, hey, bro, we're partners in this, but you're the junior partner. And he didn't like that. He didn't have the control over the situation that he has right now. Right now, if the guy calls him and he don't want to come, he don't go. Right now, if the guy don't want to pay him like he want to pay him, he doesn't go. If the guy don't talk to him like he want to be talked to, he doesn't go. Right. So it's the control factor. And I've said that before. And he was saying this guy I was talking to agreed with me. It's less about the money than it is about the control. Bottom line, man, entrepreneurs, owner operators value being in control. They value having the choice to pursue opportunity and freedom. And those are a different set of values than people that value safety, security, and predictability. Those are two different sets of people and two different sets of values. And there's nothing wrong with being either individual. It's just that the last thing you want to be is an individual that values security, safety, and predictability, but you think you want to go owner operator. Or you think you want to open up your own business or become an entrepreneur. Those people are the type of people, in my opinion, that start their own business and then or become an owner operator, and they're like, man, this ain't all it's cracked up to be. I think I want to go back. Right. It's nothing wrong with either person. Again, it's just what an individual values. And before you start any business, you need to know what you value. You need to know what's important to you. Right. And so if safety, security, and predictability is what's valuable to you over the pursuit of freedom, opportunity, and control, then, you know what I mean? That's the type of person that I would say you might want to double check whether being an owner operator is for you or not. So that's what I love most about being an owner operator. I love being able to pursue freedom and opportunity, and I love the feeling of being in control. This past week, I worked hard or not as hard as I wanted to every day. As a company driver, I wouldn't be able to do that. I got to do the work that they tell me to do. And I worked hard enough this past week where by Thursday, I had the amount of work done for the week that I wanted to have that I wanted to have done. So I didn't go to work Friday. I didn't have to ask anybody. I didn't have to check in with nobody. I didn't have to call nobody. I didn't have to tell nobody. I didn't have to do nothing, right? And there's probably company drivers that have that type of opportunity in front of them as well. But I'm just saying, like this, the feeling of freedom and being in control, right? So hope that answered your question, Montana. It's got a couple of comments after Montana's. Montana says, thinking really hard about getting into trucking. Montana, trucking is a good profession. Now, I can't say whether it's going to be good for you, because it's where you come from. Right. It's what your values are. It's what you're looking for. It's what you're trying to get away from. Right. All of that has to do, all of that would come into the things that the advice that you would be getting from an individual. Like if you just walk up to somebody and say, man, I'm thinking about getting in trucking, what you think about it? And they just start trying to tell you all the reasons why you should without knowing your background, where you come from, what you're trying to get, your goals. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot has to be considered. But, you know, generally speaking, I mean, hey, you know, I'm glad I got into trucking. I'm not mad about it. I'm not upset about it. You know what I mean? Trucker Man says, yep. Chris Hopkins says, hey y'all. What's up, Chris Hopkins, man? Glad to have you here. I haven't heard from you in a while, buddy. Apache Native, invest your trucking money in Section 8 low-income properties. In 5 years, you can retire. Trust me, money in the bank is crap. I get what you're saying, Apache Native. You way ahead of where we were, you know what I mean? You way ahead of it, because I'm definitely wanting to get into that aspect of it. Because to me, it's not about chasing the dollar. It's not about, you know what I mean? It's about doing the right things with your money. And, you know, like Apache Native is saying, you know, invest your money, your trucking money in Section 8 low-income properties. Like, think about that, right? Like, so you earn money from the truck, and, you know, as a business owner, you're going to be taxed on profits. You're going to be taxed on whatever you don't spend back in your business, unless you reinvest that money in another business. So you can take the profits that you make from your trucking business, and you can just pay taxes on those profits and spend that money on whatever you want to, your lifestyle, your living, your car payment, your house payment, and all that good stuff. Or you could do something similar to what Apache Native is saying and reinvest those trucking profits in another business. Now you're eliminating your tax bill. You're also investing in something that's going to produce income. So you say, where's the income going to come from? You're investing in something that's going to produce income, right? You get into those Section 8 houses, you put property management in place. Section 8, your money is in the bank. It's coming every month like clockwork. You don't have to worry about collecting rent. You got property management in place if you elect to go that way, right? Like, it's really passive income that way, right? And the interesting thing about real estate, I don't want to get off on this because it's not what it's about, but I want to invest in real estate as well. I heard something the other day, man, about a guy was talking about how the rich do it, and it hit me like a light bulb, man. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, anybody in the chat, but from my understanding of it, an individual doesn't pay taxes on a loan. Now, I know that sounds like I'm off track, but I'm not. I'm going somewhere with this. To the best of my knowledge, an individual doesn't pay taxes on a loan. You pay taxes on your income, but you don't pay taxes on a loan, I don't believe. So here's what I'm saying. Going back, I'm still dealing with your comment, Apache Native, because I think it's a beautiful comment, right? You take your profits from trucking, and I'm not suggesting anybody do this, just throwing it out there. We just talking, right? Small disclaimer. Take your profits, you reinvest them back into something, you eliminate your tax bill from trucking, you reinvest those profits in something that brings an income, right? So now you got an income coming in from somewhere else. Income from passive investments gets taxed at a different rate. Okay. You borrow against your assets. You borrow against your investments, your asset. The money is yours that you borrow because the tenant that you have in the place is paying the loan back. Think about that. You borrow money on real estate, and the tenant pays the loan back. And when you borrow, again, if I'm wrong on this, somebody correct me. But I think when you borrow money against an asset or something like that, when you borrow money, you're not taxed on it. So it's like, take your profits, put it over here in something that's going to bring in income, passive income at a lower tax bracket, right? You can borrow against that asset. You don't have to pay the money back. The tenant is paying the money back, and you didn't pay taxes on the money that you borrowed. Y'all ain't feeling what I'm talking about here, man. I probably lost half of y'all with that one right there. Y'all ain't feeling that one, right? I appreciate that comment, Apache Native. Chris Hopkins says, more risk, more dollars. Oh, on to the Jets life. Question, is it better to lease your truck new or old, or to buy it out?
Maurice Bay, the Helpful Trucker here. For more helpful CDL tips, go here, or consider subscribing to my YouTube channel right here. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but instead you chose to be here with me, and I really appreciate that.